Joining me now for more details on the search for Anthony Bechand is Chief Todd Waldin. He's the chief of police for this police department where this is all happening. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It is so disturbing to think of him out there and what could be happening. Chief, describe the scene of the crime. Tell us, did it look like there was a struggle? Was there an element of surprise? What can you tell us?
Well, because there is the potential for a pending prosecution and court case, I really can't get into the details of the crime scene itself. As the mayor had mentioned earlier, I can tell you that it is not one of the more densely populated areas of Cohoes. It's suburban and made up of mostly single-family homes. It's actually not very far from where I live, and myself and my family have walked by that particular house many times as we're going through the neighborhood.
So the homes, are they close together? Do you think that anybody has heard anything? I'm sure that the neighbors have been interviewed. Is it that type of neighborhood where somebody could have heard a commotion?
Absolutely. The houses are close enough where that is a possibility. They are single-family homes, but close to each other.
Yeah, and the mayor had said that Bechand had a 24-hour head start. What leads you to believe this? Is it when the vehicle was found? Are there cameras? Is there surveillance that tells us some kind of a timeline?
Kind of all of the above that you had mentioned. Through both the investigation and interviews with other people, they were able to determine when his truck had arrived and then when his truck left. Also, the lack of communication from the victim to her mother and other people that she would have spoken to helped us to figure out that this had happened 24 hours roughly before we were notified.
It's just devastating. I don't know if you can tell us if they had any cameras on their home, any Ring doorbells, anything like that they had that you're able to tap into?
All of those things have been looked into, and there is some evidence that we're going to be getting from videos.
Okay, that's good to know. How'd you guys find the truck?
Plate readers have become a common practice to be using in law enforcement recently. So when you determine who you're looking for, in this case, Mr. Bechand, and then you determine what vehicles may be registered to him, you can get the license plate, and then you can enter that data into both stationary and mobile license plate readers. From that, every time his vehicle goes by a license plate reader, it will give us a hit, and you can kind of track its movements up to a certain point. At that point, it's up to the boots on the ground, troopers and officers to look in that particular area. Now, he did leave his vehicle at an intersection, run out of gas. So whether, again, he just kept going until he ran out of gas or whether that was an intentional stop, we don't know.
Yeah.
But from that point where you locate the truck, you just kind of move outward in your search.
Sure. So you've got that circle, that kind of target, but I hear that he was found that the truck was not far from the Canadian border. Do you think that he may have fled the country? Is there any word from Border Patrol up there that he was spotted?
We didn't get any word from them, but we certainly gave word to them when it was determined where his truck was located. One of the first contacts we made was with U.S. Customs and Border Patrol to alert them to the fact he may be trying to do that.
Has he officially been named a suspect? Obviously, you have questions for him. I mean, he's the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, or whatever the case may be for their relationship. Are you calling him that?
Yes. Initially, they're a person of interest, obviously. But as you start to interview those closest to the victim, family members, friends, and coworkers, and this is the one person who was closest to her, who lived with her in that residence, and you cannot locate him. As the days go by, and then you realize the truck is abandoned, 150 miles from Cohoes, he certainly makes the switch from person of interest to suspect.
Well, Chief, I certainly hope by us putting that photo up and keeping this story alive on our air here at NewsNation, we can help get that word out. And of course, if anybody sees him, I assume that the word is to just call 911 and stay away, right?
Absolutely. We have 911 and we have some tips lines that are set up, encouraging everybody, do not obviously approach him, but if you have anybody you see that looks like him or anything out of the ordinary that's happening at your seasonal camp or your residence up there, don't hesitate to call the police. Let us check into it. If it's nothing, no problem. But if it helps us get him, then it's obviously important.
Yep. All right, Chief Walden, thank you very much for being with us tonight. And check back in when you have new information, okay? Thank you.
Will do.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.